guys, Joe on it coming back in with another battle replay here for Rome 2. We have a 1v1 field battle. We're having Macedon take on an army of Nabateans. So we have Gandalf controlling Macedon, and Alexandrum is the leader of the Nabatean army. Let's get over some army comps here real quick. Gandalf has brought with him 5 units of the Thorax swordsman here. He's got 2 units on this flank here, 2 units on the opposite side flank here. He's brought 2 units of his pikemen here in the center part of his line. He's got 2 units of hoplites, one on either flank here. Also brought 3 units of the Royal Peltasts, one of them being his general. 3 units of the mercenary Cretan archers. He has 2 units of the Tarentine cavalry, 2 units of companion cavalry, one on this flank, one on the flank up over on this side. So that goes over Gandalf's forces. We'll get over here to Alexandrum's forces. As I said, he is the commander of the Nabatean force. We can't see all of his army just yet, as this replay was sent in by Gandalf. So Gandalf, thanks a lot for the battle replay here. Well, for the units that we can see, his front line here is 5 units of the Nabatean armored desert hoplites. He's got 3 units of the Nabatean heavy archers. We can see a couple of units of cavalry. He's got 2 units of the Hellenic, whatever it is, sorry, desert cataphracts, and a unit of the Nabatean noble cavalry. Also, I just want to say, you guys, I have joined into a collaboration. It is myself, Lord Ellington, and Gorm Mjolnir. We are the backseat generals. So, we will be promoting each other and trying to help each other out as a channel. So hopefully you guys will be able to check out some of the videos and live streams that the two of them have been putting out also on their channels. So without further ado, this is a shorter field battle. We will get this one going here, see what we will have as our battle here for today. A little bit of a general speech here.
Pray to the enemy gods too, for all aid is welcome.
Alright. Nabatea is moving out his 2 units of Tarentine cavalry with a unit of the companion cavalry coming out onto his right flank. And we are starting to be able to see some more units back over here. Nabatea has also brought 3 units of the camel archers over here, medium missile cavalry. So that is good. We're going to be able to start seeing some more of his army. Gandalf is starting to move up his unit that was on the left flank here of companion cavalry, starting to move them up. So we will be able to start seeing some more units. He's got a couple more another unit of the armored desert hoplites here. Gandalf is starting to move all of his forces up through these woods here. And as you can see the yellow here on the map, that is where he's going to set up his lines. I have another unit of the armored desert hoplites showing up. Another unit of bows, another unit of armored hoplites, and a bunch more cavalry has shown up. There were the 3 units, and we have another unit of the desert cataphracts, and a general here of noble cavalry. Let's see what we have going on over here. Anything going on? Camel archers are firing towards the Tarentine cavalry. Tarentine cavalry starting to close in the gap here a little bit to try and get some shots off in return. Camels are pulling back a little bit. Alright, so we got some skirmish games going on this side. Tarentine pulling back a little bit. Nabatea is setting up a defensive front. As you can see, he's starting to angle some of his troops here, at least on this edge, probably because of this unit of companion cavalry that's sitting over here. Gandalf has also nestled his other unit of companion cavalry over here in the woods, so they will not be able to be seen at this moment. Gandalf still continuing to move up some more of his forces, pushing towards Alexandrum's Nabatean front lines here. Let's keep an eye on the skirmishing going on over here. Tarentine cavalry really hasn't lost very many. This unit has lost 3 men out of that unit. Camel archers are taking some losses, 53 out of 80 there. This unit has lost 9 men so far, and this unit has lost 1. So far, going pretty well for Gandalf over here with his skirmisher cav. Nabatea is starting to move over a unit of his desert cataphracts. and the camel archers are going to disappear back into the woods over on this side. Gandalf's cavalry on this side has still remained in the forest here, or the brush I should say. Moving his missile cavalry back in again. Probably just trying to keep an eye on where these cavalry are. I mean, once they come out of the woods, he'll be able to see them again, but maybe he's just trying to move them up to get some more pot shots off on them. Desert Cataphracts here holding their position on this end of the line for Nabatea. Cavalry has come out of the woods here now for Gandalf. Let's see, what do we have over here? Cataphracts here, and the other 2 units of the armored hoplites. 2 other units of armored hoplites here in the back line moving around. I have some gaps here in the lines for the Nabatean forces. But, yeah, okay, so back over here. Gandalf is charging in his companion cavalry into one of the units of the camel archers. This camel archer unit is getting destroyed. They're down to 19 men already. Still getting more shots off with his Tarantine cavalry. Do have a unit of the camel archers here starting to rout. Companion cavalry trying to get out of there before the Desert Cataphracts get in. Actually, he's moving all of his units of cavalry out, but this unit of cavalry, the companions do look like they have been caught up into combat here, and Alexandrium has now also moved over his 2 units of noble cavalry, 3 units of noble cavalry, one of them being his general. So he has a massive cavalry side, massive amount of cavalry on this side, I should say. Companion cavalry have only lost 2 men so far. Tarantine cavalry has moved in again. They are still getting shots off onto the Desert Cataphracts. And the camel archers are getting some really good shots off. I guess he's turned off the scare machine capabilities and now charged in one of his Tarantine units. Another Tarantine unit is still here, taking fire from the camel archers. One of the units of camel archers is now gone. That'll be good. What's going on back over here on the main line? Still nothing really going on over here. I guess they're both focusing on this side. And here comes some trouble for Gandalf as more of the noble cavalry has charged in onto this flank. Companion cavalry have lost 31 of their men in this unit, and they are being chased down by some of the noble cavalry. The general is going to get a big charge in on this unit of Tarantine cavalry. Another unit of the 2 units of noble cavalry are in here on this unit. This unit of the Tarantine cavalry is getting cut down by 2 units of the camel archers, and his companion cavalry way back over here is now in combat with noble cavalry, and the Desert Cataphracts are charging in as well. So not looking very good over here on this side for Gandalf. Do we have moving? Yes, I did see. So Gandalf is moving the remaining forces up toward, or the bulk of his army, I guess, up towards the front line here of Nabatea. Nabatea's front line is, well, they're kind of outstretched on either side of each other. Nabatea has a larger presence on this side, and Gandalf has a little bit larger of a presence on this side. Let's get down into here. Sorry about that, hit the wrong button. Now we have some melee combat going on down the line pretty much. We got some pikes in here taking on some Desert Hoplites. Thorax swordsmen against some more of the Desert Hoplites. Fantastic volleys by the heavy archers here from Nabatea, getting some good shots in on the backs here of these Thorax swordsmen. Thorax swordsmen throwing their Pila capability, not taking anybody out. The Thorax swordsman unit here has lost 13 men so far. Let's check up back over here. So Nabatea has wiped out Gandalf's cavalry presence that was on this side, so this is going to be a pretty big problem. Gandalf has found himself surrounded to a degree. He is using his Syrian archers to get some shots off. This unit of heavy archers has broken, or they're routing at least, I should say. Pikes taking on the unit of hoplites, and this unit of hoplites is fighting some thorax swordsmen, and also starting to get a little bit of some pokes from the pikemen here. Heavy cataphracts are still way back over here. We do have a unit of the armored desert hoplites starting to break for Nabatea, which is a good sign for Gandalf. Pikemen now forming into their pike formation. Thorax Swordsman taking 2 units of Thorax Swordsman taking on Armored Desert Hoplites here. Nabatean Heavy Archers getting some really good shots in on this unit of Cretan Archers. Not Tarantine, sorry. The Camel Archers from Nabatea getting some really good shots in on the Companion Cav that is just sitting here. So they are free to getting shot down here. General and another unit of Noble Cavalry starting to come in behind Gandalf's position. Nabatea is losing some units though. They have lost 2 units so far. Up on this front line, big charge in from some of the cataphracts onto the back of this Thorax Swordsman unit. Gandalf seems to really be starting to get surrounded here. Not really sure how well this is going to go for him. This unit of Thorax Swordsman is now about to get charged in by a unit of Desert Hoplites. Desert Hoplites to their right. This unit of Desert Hoplites is moving back up around. Looks like they're going to form back up on the main line. Hoplites moving into a defensive position as they see the 2 units of Noble Cavalry behind them. Companion Cavalry over here just sitting. Are they getting shot? They are getting shot by the Camel Archers. He's now charging. Gandalf is now charging a unit of his Hoplites in as this side. Okay, so this side of the... Actually, both sides. Gandalf is really getting surrounded here. This is becoming a worrying situation here for Gandalf. A couple more units of... another unit of the Armored Desert Hoplites is starting to break. A unit of Historic Swordsmen have been broken. This is a problem. This is a big problem. Alexandrium has a large gap here that he can just charge right in. But he seems to be continuing to hold here. Heavy Archers getting some more shots in onto some mercenary Cretan Archers. We did have a charge back here by the Noble Cavalry into some of the Companion Cavalry here for Gandalf. Royal Peltas General getting some fire off onto some Camel Archers, whittling them down pretty quickly. They are steadily losing numbers, starting to rout. 2 units of the Hoplites, a unit of the Hoplites have come over to reinforce the Companion Cavalry against these 2 units of Noble Cavalry from Nabatea. Unit of... what is this? Thorax Swordsman here taking on 3 units of the Armored Desert Hoplites. This is not going to be a good situation as well. But Gandalf seems to be clearing up this side of the flank at least. Hoplites out in melee combat with 2 units of cavalry. A unit of Noble Cavalry, a unit of Desert Cataphracts. Cataphracts have just started their trample capability, so this unit of Hoplites will probably start losing numbers a little bit more. Unit of his Thorax Swordsmen have returned to combat, and we had a unit of archers charge out into some Camel Archers, so this unit of Camel Archers will be off the field shortly. 2 units of Noble Cavalry have broken free. It seems that the Companion Cavalry is still there, so I guess Gandalf ended up pulling them back out of combat. So here's a little bit of a good sign here for Gandalf. He's got some pikes in behind Nabatea, but Nabatea just has... They still have a lot of forces over here. 6 units over here. And he still has his cavalry presence on this side. So this still not looking very good. Gandalf is wrapping up on this side. He's got 2 units. A unit of the Noble Cavalry and a unit of the Heavy Archers. Heavy Archers have now routed off the battlefield. So okay, so this side of the front line doing rather well for Gandalf. He has tightened up over here. Pretty much taken that flank back over. He's going to really have to quickly get his units back down over here. We have a little bit over, around 3 minutes left in this battle here. Another unit of the pikemen for Macedon is breaking, and cavalry have now been able to get around, charging into the pikemen as they are routing, charging into this other unit of pikemen here. The Royal Peltas General has now brought himself into combat, and it seems that he's trying to maybe lock down this Noble Cavalry here. Oh, big charge. Desert Cataphracts with a huge charge in on the General. They only lost 10 men here, but still a big charge in on them. That's going to start bothering their morale shortly, I would assume. Cataphracts pulling back out. Yeah, Gandalf has this flank wrapped up, but he's got a big problem here. His balance of power is definitely showing in favor of Nabatea. Oh no. Royal Peltas General is surrounded by Desert Cavalry, a unit of Noble Cavalry here, bunch more hoplites, unit of Nabatean archers back here. They are out of ammo. No, they are not. They still have ammunition. Another unit of the bows for Nabatea that had routed have returned to the battlefield. They're coming back over, but they have their melee weapons out, so they have no more ammo. Unit over here of the Noble Cavalry is routing against a unit of Royal Peltasts. Again, a good sign here. A couple of units of Nabatea starting to break. Unit of the Thorax Swordsman here breaking. Royal Peltast General has been able to fix himself a little bit. His morale is still in the mid. It's yellow now. It's not green anymore. But he has put himself at the shield wall, which will be able to give him a little bit better of a defense. But he is surrounded. I mean, look at this. This unit is not in a good place. Not really where you want your general to be. But still more Nabatean flags are wavering here. Nabatean General down to 31 men out of this unit. Thorax Swordsman charging into the rear of them. Another big charge here by Desert Cataphracts from Nabatea into the rear lines of these Royal Peltasts. Unit of the heavy archers are starting to break. Oh! Nabatean General has broken. About 30 seconds left in this battle. I'm going to say, wow. Good job, Gandalf, pulling this one out. I thought he was going to get himself surrounded. I thought this was going to be over. I really thought this was going to be over. With the amount of cavalry that Nabatea had still on the battlefield compared to Gandalf really only having the one unit of companion cavalry over here that was getting charged in by the nobles, the Noble General and the other unit of Noble Cavalry. Well done, Gandalf. Good battle there. I like that one. That was a good comeback victory. Well done. That was really good. Let's get to the post comments here. Post army breakdowns, I should say. We'll go over Macedon. Gandalf here. His general unit, 160 kills. That's very surprising. I mean, it's Royal Peltast. They are very tough. I think they're tier 3 unit. So they are a very tough unit. But they were surrounded by a bunch of Desert Hoplites getting charged in by some of the Noble Cavalry or the Desert Cataphracts. I mean, that's very impressive that unit didn't break. Gandalf's cavalry really did not perform very well. 32 and 41 for the companion cavalry. Tarentine cavalry 85 and 54. His archers did pretty well. 122, 128, and 98. Hoplites 86 and 83. They didn't perform very well, but again, they are just spear units, so they're not going to be tremendous amount of kills. Pikes 128 and 57. Both of those units were gone, I'm guessing. Royal Peltast, 229, 117. Very good. And his Thorax Swordsman cleaned up here with 64, 29, 124, 272. Good unit on that one. And 125. So pretty well done here with his Thorax Swordsman. Let's get over to Nabatea, who again was commanded by Alexandrium. His general only was 78 kills. He was involved in a few charges at least, so that's surprising he only got 78 kills. Camel Archers did not perform very well, 33, 31, and 67. His Desert Cataphracts did pretty decent, though, 153 and 119. And his Noble Cavalry, 97 and 65. So, yeah, I could have sworn, with the amount of charges and everything, I would have figured that they would have had more kills than this. His Nabatean Heavy Archers, 135, 59, and 116. So, pretty good numbers there, at least for these two units. His starting into his Armored Desert Hoplites, which appeared to be that is the remaining parts of his army. 86, 49, 7, 122, 159, 61, 113, 34, and 176. So, okay. Not the worst and not the best. I mean, a couple of units did pretty well, over 100 kills. A couple of them didn't do as well, as you can see, with 7, 49, 34. So, but overall, I would say pretty good battle. I had fun covering that one. I mean, like I said, I did not think Gandalf was going to be able to pull that back out there at the end. But I guess once the Nabatean general died, that was pretty much the end of the Nabatean forces. Their morale just plummeted. But again, I just want to remind you guys, I am in a collaboration now with Gorm Mjolnir and Lord Ellington. We are the Backseat Generals. I'm going to try and figure out getting their links into my description here for this video, so you'll be able to click on their channels and check out some of their content as well. And again, as far as my channel is concerned, if you're enjoying the content that I'm putting up, please make sure to give a like and a comment to this video. Any of the other videos that are up there, if you enjoy it, like, comment, and again, feel free to subscribe to the channel. And I will talk to you guys soon. Have a good one.